ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यां सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्रीचिन्मययति शस्य गुरुं वन्दे तपोवनं त्वं हिमवद्विभूतिं वै ज्ञानवैराग्यरूपिणं समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. So, today we will start our discussing with mental seed or covering or manomaya kosha. See, it is very easy to speak of the body as a seed, as a cover, since it is very limited, and like a seed, a cover may contain the self within, but to speak of the mind as a seed, as a cover, is very, very difficult. Why? Mind is unlimited. Yet our Vedantic scholars were sure that there was mental seed. This sheath is subtle, and within it are two more sheaths and then the self or Atma. So the student asked the question to Guru, Manomaya koshah kaha, Manomaya koshah kaha. Guru replied, Manascha jnanendriya panchakam militva, Manascha jnanendriya panchakam militva yabhavati samana samanomaya koshaha. So the thing is, here the question was, what is mental seed? Kaha. Koshaha is akaranta pumlinga like Ramaha, Naraha, like Koshaha. So that is why what? It will be Kaha. So Manomaya, what is mental seed? What is mental seed? So the question is Manaha cha jnanendriya panchakam. See how simple Sanskrit. Please use your Sanskrit learning here. Cha means, cha is what? Avyaya, indeclinable. So no vyaya, na vyaya, avyaya means which cannot be squeezed or expanded. It is as it is, like Naraha Naro Naraha or Rama Rame Ramaha. Like that, no such declensions are possible in avyaya or indeclinable. That is cha. Manaha cha, mind, and jnanendriya panchakam, the five organs of senses. What are they? Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and our skin. Militva. This is very nice thing. Twa is with any shabda, when we use twach pratyay, it means having done something else. Like kritva, having done. Pathanam kritva, after having done studies. Randhanam kritva, mama mata कार्यालयम गच्छति, means खाना पकाकर मेरा माँ ऑफिस जाते हैं. Likewise, militva, having mixed with which two components mainly, mind and jnanendriya panchakam, five sense organs, having been mixed. What? Yaha bhavati, what remains or what happens? Saha manomaya koshaha. That is mental seed. So mind itself is not a seed or hindrance or covering. When the mind mixed with the five sense organs, it makes a subtle cover by which we can't reach to the Atma, to self. Clear? The mind has been defined as Sankalpa Vikalpatmakam. Means it's a doubting faculty. Shall I do it or I shan't? May I go or may I not? Always there is a conflict. This is mind's job. Mind is very tricky. And always remember, whatever the mistakes we committed in our life, whatever, either big or small, don't say that I did not know it is an offense. Ask yourself, no need to tell me. 99% of the mistakes, mischief we do, after knowing that it is wrong, yet we do, not only do, we are compelled to do. And before committing this nuisance, just remember that we feel within, should I do it? No, we can't. There is always a conflict. But suddenly we take the wrong decision. Maybe a lesser time or many times. So mind's job is to make a doubt within, create a conflict within. So the thing is, this is the function of the mind. And it has to be curious about objects and seek knowledge of them constantly. The mind is impelled by the vasanas or past tendencies to seek things which were enjoyable in the past again and again, again and again. The mind then uses the senses to gain knowledge of the sense objects. But for complete knowledge of the thing in itself to be formed, we have to use other faculties like intellect or memory, etc. How is the mind formed? We know that the mind is the subtle body. It is finer in nature according to the Chandogya Upanishad, 6th chapter, 4th section, 1st to 4th mantras, it has been told. I am just reading. Yadagne rohitagum rupam tejasah tad rupam yat suklam tadapam yat krishnam yadannasya apagad agneragmitvam vacharambhanam vikaro namadheyam trini rupani ityeva satyam. Beautiful mantra. I will not go detail into it. If we get a chance to study Chandogya Upanishad, we will go through. Then, yad vidvuto rohitagum rupam tejasah tad rupam yat shuklam tadapam yat krishnam yadannasya apagad vidyuto vidyutvam vacharam hanam vikaro namam namadheyam trini rupani iti eva satyam. So, It is told the food we eat is divided into three parts. The grosser part goes out as waste. The gross part becomes muscle and energy in the body. The food we every time eat constantly. For Indian culture, there are four meals: breakfast, lunch, evening tiffin, and dinner. Then supper, sometimes five meals, but not five meals, it is 500 meals. Always we used to have anything, something else. What about? So the thing is here, the food we eat is divided into three parts. The grosser part goes out as waste. And that gross part becomes muscle and energy in the body. And the subtle part becomes the mind. The mind, says the Upanishad, is also made of food. Also made of food. I just like to read from Viveka Chudamani. Lot of written over there. In sloka number 171 it is there. Nahi nahyastya vidya manasotirikta manoha vidya bhavavantha hetuhu tasmin vinaste sakalam vinashtam vijrimbhitesmin sakalam vijrimbhite. The same thing is there in Amritavindu Upanishad also. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandhamokshaya. So here Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji, what he is writing, that mind is the cause, mind is the avidya, ignorance. Mind alone causes all the samsara bandhana, all the wrong bondage that in our family life. The wrong notion of bondage, it is better to say. And it is saying there is no such ignorance or avidya than mind. If the mind is distracted, everything will be demolished. And whenever the mind arises, mind wakes up, then all the objects become manifested to me. Swapnertha sunye srijati swasaktya bhoktradi mana eva sarvam tathaiva jagratyapi no vishestvam tat sarvametan manaso vijrimbhanam. While we dream, there is no external object, no world external. Our mind itself creates its own world. And it gets bound by the notional relationship, then enjoys, then suffer. Likewise, our Advaitin Acharya says the external world also creation of the mind. I will not go into deep, and it is not discussed in Viveka Chudamani also in different Grantha it is, that how the external world can be creation of my mind. It is never told that the external world is created by your mind. The whole universe is created by the collective mind. But our attitude towards things, how we look, that is created by our mind. The same woman is someone's mother, at the same time someone's wife, at the same time someone's daughter, at the same time someone's aunt, someone's sister, etc., etc., etc. The object is same, but according to the mental state, according to the mental makeup, we observe differently. So that is why our acharyas concludes that the whole world is created by mind. Sushupti kale manasi praline naivasti kinchit sakala prasiddhe ato manah kalpita eva pumsaha samsara etasya navastu tahasti arhanti. Sorry. When we are in deep sleep, sushupti, mind merges in total ignorance. There is no existence of the object which was there verily present in our awaking state or in dream state. So our Advaitina Acharya again concludes the whole world is nothing but the mind's imagination only, not real. Vayu naniyate mehaha punastenaiva niyate manasa kalpyate bandhaha mokshostenaiva kalpyate. As like the air brings the cloud, likewise the air itself removes the cloud. Likewise, see how important and how interestingly it has been told. It is true that our mind binds us, and all those bondage are our imagination only. One boy and one girl, they did not know each other for years. They used to live in different continent, different place or something else. They came together and mind started doing tricks. Game of love started. Then the colloquial thing, I love you, honey, I miss you, I can't survive without you, you are my oxygen, you are my blood. All such things. Students tell me that that happened, that happened, that happened. So the thing is, the same mind which binds us, the same mind liberates us too. Dehadi sarva vishaye parikalpya ragam बध्नाति तेन पुरुषं पशुवत् गुणेन वैरस्यमत्र विषवत्सु विधाय पश्चादेनं विमोचयति तन्मन एव बन्धात्. That mind itself creates attraction and attachment in our body, in our senses, as if a household cattle is tied up with the rope. Likewise, the rope of attraction, imaginary attraction, attraction for living more, attraction for food, and etc. So many things. The jiva, the individual being, are attached with the world and doesn't want to go. Why we get death agony? Agony because we are so much attached with the worldly things that we don't want to go. So at the time of death, we get so much pain. Tasman mana karanamasya jantorbandhasya mokshasya cha vavidhane bandhasya heturmalinam rajo gunaihi mokshasya suddham virajastamaskam. So, the mind itself is the cause of jivas. Jiva, please, it's my request to the Western people. Please be accustomed with the word jiva, which lives within and creates all drama. That is called jiva. So mind itself is the cause of the bondage and liberation of the jiva. Through rajoguna, the tendency for doing a lot of activities, that attributes, mind becomes dirty and becomes the cause of our bondage. Without or devoid of rajogun and tamagun, the Shuddha Sattvic mind is the cause of liberation. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna used to tell, Shuddha Man, pure mind, Shuddha Buddhi, pure intellect, and Atma are same. Viveka Vairagya Gunatirekat Shuddhattvamasadya Mano Vimuktai Bhavatyato Buddhimatam Mumukshoho Tabhyam Dridabhyam Bhavitavyam Agre. Whenever in mind the discriminating faculty and dispassion faculty grows up, mind becomes purified and becomes the cause of liberation. So, O my learned friend, O my wise friend, become a seeker of liberation and become Viveka Vairagyavan first. Pay attention much more in everyday's life about the discrimination between right and wrong, and be dispassion to the attachment which comes out of wrong notion. Very famous sloka. Next one. Mano nama mahavyagraha vishayaranya bhumishu charatyatra nagachantu sadhavo ye mumukshavaha. Very terrible tiger is roaming around into the forest of Vishaya object. And what is the tiger? Tiger is nothing but our mind. Mumukshu, seeker of liberation, never gets involved too much mentally with the world of objects, means attachment. Manah prasute vishayanaseshan स्थूलात्मना सूक्ष्मतया च भोक्तुः शरीरवर्णाश्रमजाति भेदान् गुणक्रिया हेतुफलानि नित्यम्. So here it is told that mind creates the division between gross and subtle, all the caste, creed, religion, concept of religion, attributes, divides according to the activities, everything else. Asanga chidrupamamum vimohya dehendriya prana gunair nivadhya aham mameti brhamayatyajasram manasvakrityeshu phalopabhuktishu. Atma, the individual self, or the Brahman, the infinite, is really unattached in its intrinsic nature. And it is consciousness alone. Yet, mind makes it deluded. Mind binds that infinite Atma or soul or self with the rope of body, senses, pranas, the vital energies, and creates my, me and mine, you and yours. मैं मोर तोरत्यों samsar. Tulsidas ji is telling in Ramayana. What is samsara? What is the household? What is the bondage? My, me and mine, you and yours. Finish. And that sense always creates an ego and impels us to do something else, and then and there to possess the doership and the enjoyership. अध्यास दोषात् पुरुषस्य संसृतिः अध्यास बन्धस्त्वमुनैव कल्पितः रजस्तमो दोषवतो विवेकिनः जन्मादि दुःखस्य निदानमेतत्. It is a superimposition. And out of that superimposition, jiva are in the roller coaster, and without any stoppage. roller coaster, in Disneyland and other places, and even in television we see they sit like that, and there is ups and downs, ups and downs. It is a fun if it happens for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But if there is an announcement that it is not getting stopped, that roller coaster ride, what will be our situation? So, out of ignorance of the samsara, the jivas are in the cycle, unstoppable cycle of birth and death alone, and suffering, 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 suffering. Atah prahurmano vidyam पंडितास्त्वत्वदर्शिनः येनैव भ्राम्यते विश्वम् आयुनेवाभ्रमण्डलम्. That is why the wise people says mind alone is the avidya. Mind alone is the ignorance. As if the cloud is driven by the air. Likewise, the whole universe is conducted by the ignorant mind or ignorance alone. Tanmanashodhanam karyam prayatnena mumukshuna vishuddhasati chaitismin mukti karphalayate. So, O mumukshu sadhaka, you should, O seeker of liberation, you should purify your mind. It is your first duty. If the mind is pure, then liberation is the matter of time. Mokshaika sakta vishayeshu ragam nirmulya sanyasa cha sarva karma sat sraddhaya yasravanadinishtaha rajasvabhavam sadhunoti buddhehe. The sadhaka, the spiritual aspirants who has fixed his or her goal of life as liberation, then he or she always become detached from the worldly activities. Please note it down. They are not lazy. They work according to the work comes. Many times they work more than the attached people. I will not go into that. I have discussed a lot regarding this in Narada Bhakti Sutra and here itself. So he can control the bahirmukhi, the external tendencies of mind. And the last sloka of this mind chapter, it is telling 185 sloka of Viveka Chudamani, Manomayo napi bhavit paratma ह्यद्यन्तवत्वात् परिणामि भावात् दुःखात्मकत्वात् विषयत्वहेतुः द्रष्टा हि दृश्यात्मतया न दृष्टः. As manomaya kosha, the seed, mental seed, is the object of born and gone. If it is parinami, as it is parinami, the object of modification, dukkhamaya, the full of sorrow, and vishaya swarupa, full of objects. So it cannot be Paramatma, it cannot be our goal, it cannot be the Supreme Being. Drashta cannot be. Drashta कभी भी दृश्य स्वरूप वस्तु, दृश्य वस्तु के रूप में किसी का ज्ञान का विषय नहीं हो सकता. The ultimate seer cannot be the object of knowledge of anyone else. The mind is actually the seat of emotions like anger, jealousy, low emotion, love, emotion, compassion, and so on. It is constituted of thoughts in a state of volition. Shall I read or not? Shall I see my mobile phone or not? It is 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Oh, morning I have to get up. Is it fun or not? And so on. It is the mind that perceives the objects of the world through the senses. If the mind does not back the sense organs, they cannot receive any stimuli. My eyes may be open, but I miss what lies in front of me if my mind is elsewhere. We experience it many times in our life. The mind directs the organs of action to respond to the world. Identified with the mental sheath, I say I am happy or I am unhappy. The self is neither happy nor unhappy. It is of the nature of pure bliss. So, in Vedanta Sara, one sloka is there. Manastu jnanendriyaihi sahitam sat manomaya koshaha bhavati. Same concept, that when mind gets attached, mixed with all the five sense organs, as if it creates, as if it covers my attention towards the infinite self. Infinite self cannot be covered. My attention cannot be covered and diverted. That is why it is told as kosha. So the thing is, so Manomaya Kosh makes me forgetful about that. And Manomaya means happiness and sorrow, which makes me forgetful about my own self. As if Annamaya, the food seed, covers my or turns my attention from Atma and makes me body oriented. As if Pranamaya, I identified with it and becomes very active. All the things are very active. Likewise, because of manomaya, when I am attached with it, I am identified with it, I claim that I am happy or I am unhappy. This is all the tricks of this mind. After that, the intellect seed, Vijnanamaya Kosha. There are also so many things to be told. Now 10 minutes are remaining. If you allow me, then I can finish up the class. Then tomorrow we can discuss in details. Otherwise, there will be some. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi
Harihi
Om.
Om.